Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stoneman, and today I'm doing a video on a different platform. We're gonna see how it looks. I don't know where my eyes are looking, but it doesn't really matter because we're gonna be talking about one of the best and most powerful crystals ever. Labradorite. Ooh, woo. So this crystal is a special one. This is one that I'm wearing on my pendant. It comes in every different rainbow and shade and color, and some pieces of Labradorite are just like literally, that's just how they look. They don't look like anything special. So I got, yep, okay, you're gray and you're just a rock. And then some pieces, like the pieces I have on my website, are extra flashy. So this is a steel series from my website. This is actually my favorite crystal. Now, if you ask me what my favorite crystal is, I'm going to be saying, Charoite, Labradorite always hits number one. This is actually the representation of Labradorite. But Labradorite is actually pretty cool. So Labradorite, I'm going to talk to you all about this crystal right now. I'm very excited about it. So this is the crystal of light. This is the crystal that shines through the night. This is the crystal that helps you get right on your path to spirituality, individuality. Oh, I messed up the rhyme. I'll have to release something on that later. I have a whole poem about Labradorite. It's just the stone of illuminating light. If people, I remember back then I would talk to people who would be like, yeah, crystals are just gemstones. There's nothing special about a crystal or a gemstone. I'm just like, what are you talking about? And this thing is flashing and it's shining and it's just emitting light. That's what this crystal is about. It's literally about emitting light. And one thing that's really cool about my Labradorite, I have several of these as backups, but this has a new moon phase to it. So if you see that this is a very flashy gray, and it represents just like the hidden subconscious mind. Then there's a part of Labradorite where it's just dark. Not everyone who's meant to see your Labradorite is going to see it. And then there is the really shining bright Labradorite, and it's literally the stone of light. It's literally the stone of spirituality, the stone of awakening. It's just a very, very spiritual stone. If you feel called to the stone, it means you have some kind of shamanistic element about you that engages in magic and just feels good around being magical things and just elevating your life. If it really, really just calls out to you and you see Labradorite and you're like, this is the most beautiful crystal I've ever seen in my life, then Labradorite is for you. Now, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, because I'm actually going to break this crystal up into two sections. Spectralite, which is very, very flashy Labradorite, and then any kind of just general Labradorite. So Labradorite does have different sides to it. The Spectralite is literally the ones that are super, super flashy, which are elite, which means that they hold more power than the ones that don't have any color. If you have, I guess I didn't really notice that one had color in the back of it, but if you get a piece that's just lackluster and you're like, that's the only word I can think of is, I know it's not a word, it's just kind of like you're expecting something else from a stone, and this has to be the most catfished crystal online. Like, literally, when you try to get Labradorite, even as a pendant, you're going to see one picture of it. When you get it, you paid a couple $1,000s and for a tiny piece of a very flashy stone, and there's no flash in it, and you're like, okay, doke. But if you want legitimate, awesome, just amazing Labradorite from my website, I have this on my website. This is the stone of spirituality. This is the stone of awakening, psychic powers, and psychic gifts. I'm going to talk about in a second. This is the stone of synchronicity and alignment as well. I don't know where my eyes are on this video, but we're just not going to focus on that. I'm trying to figure out, because this is the first time you guys have seen like the most horizontal view. I don't know how this will be on a YouTube screen, but we're going to find out. Okay. I'm happy about this video. Labradorite is a very feel-good stone as well. Yeah. Labradorite really helps you just feel aligned. If you can see all the different lines in the Labradorite, it's good for, I don't know, okay, the camera is inverted. Ooh, it's literally glowing. Introverted? I call it introverted a few videos ago and someone called me out on that. So you see all these little lines? They're literally lines. alignment, the stone that helps you be released from mental and inner confinement, the stone that helps you get right, to open your spiritual sight, to really activate what your life should be about and help you get closer to your spirituality. So what is spirituality? So many people neglect their spirituality throughout a daily basis, and those people are miserable. Like, I remember when I graduated graduated college, not high school. I was around certain people who just didn't belong around me. So these certain people were just like, and you're gonna know when you start engaging deeper in your spiritual journey. Even though people who are around you who are nice and friendly, when you find out they don't, just staying around them does not help you grow spiritually, they're gonna be removed, and you're gonna get way better people and even better relationships. How wonderful! And then you're gonna be put in some of the best relationships, both platonic, romantic, in your life. You're gonna find your soulmate. Especially, this is a crystal of finding your soulmate. Even just having this crystal on you, it literally aligns you to your twin flames. So it aligns you to finding love. It aligns you to finding different opportunities regarding business, different opportunities. Like, like I said, this stone's literally in alignment. If you can see, let me show you guys my labradorite. I really have to get up here and show it to the camera, but it's flashing blue. That's actually Archangel Michael blue. That's the color of the blue flame. It governs the, I call it the blue covenant. It's literally just a specific ray of the rainbow that literally is, Saint Michael the Archangel is ahead of and assigned to, or that's his ray, that he's in charge of that ray. So this color is very protective. Yeah, you can associate all the labradorites with the different chakras, with the different colors, but labradorite is specifically of the throat, the third eye, the crown, and it can also include the heart as well, because it does have heart healing properties. It's a very, very good stone for dodging things. I mean, you'll see online that it's protective, but it's protective in a different way than what they say online. It has a force field energetic barrier effect to it, so it provides a force field for your energetic field and aura. So it's literally, it shoots light out. It's not going to be defensive like tourmaline or any other black crystal, but it does provide a general force field. It's very light, but it is there. Shamans in different parts of the world would put labradorite and just around their rituals before they got their rituals started, and it really just activates magic. It really activates magic within you. If you ever slept with labradorite in your pillow, or if you slept with labradorite near your bed, I remember this is actually a few nights ago. I put labradorite, a giant chunk of labradorite, next to moonstone as well, and I started lucid dreaming before I was even ready to lucid dream. I didn't even mean to. It just kind of happened, and I was just, my heart started beating thinking about it. But it was very different. It was very different, and I was like, oh, I'm not ready for this, and I just kind of. I just said to my guides, like, yeah, I don't want to do this tonight. Maybe a different night for a lucid dream, but then I had some interesting astral travels after that. I'll talk about that in different videos, but because there's different definitions for everything: astral travel, astral projection, astral landing, etc. I'll teach you about that in the future, but labradorite helps you with all your spiritual abilities and opening spiritual gifts, and it really puts you exactly where you need to be in your spirituality to really grow. If you're around the wrong people, if you're around the wrong groups, it's going to cut you off from those. It's going to help its energy. Your guides can pull the energy from the labradorite and use it to align you on a better path and cut you off from paths that are not serving you and paths that are not right. It's going to close paths. So keep in mind, right now it's illuminated. If you're on the wrong path and you're in the dark, it's just going to illuminate you to being on the right path. It's one of the coolest crystals ever. It literally, if you're going to find love, it helps your guides, because these crystals help our angels to help us. There is something called, there is a occult law, different spiritual laws of physics that indicate that our angels reside in a different level of energy, in a different energetic plane. People are like, oh, well, if there's angels and if there's protections, why aren't we 100% protected? Like, I'm 100% protected, and I don't need any stone. And like, listen, that kind of attitude actually gets people, ego is a downfall of man, and people are like, I'm too protected. I don't need any protections. I can just go out in the world and do anything. And then you see young people dying in accidents and stuff like that because, I mean, there's no such thing as too protected. You could always use more protections. Don't be egotistical. Don't be prideful. If you think that you're too protected to the point where, like, you're just going out in the world with no physical protections, no spiritual protections, I mean, drop the pride, drop the ego, because you're going to learn very quickly. Labradorite literally helps you just be so fully aligned and just feel so good and break out of just inner confinements in the sense that if you can't speak your truth because you're around the wrong people, you're on the wrong path, there's nothing good about any of the energy that is around you. Labradorite is a stone of the throat chakra, so it frees your throat energies. If you find yourself having lots of spiritual sore throats, disclaimer that this is not a physical not doctor knowledge, not physical knowledge. This is spiritual knowledge. So if you're finding that you're having spiritual blockages and you're having spiritual sore throats, Labradorite does help that, because people can really affect your throat chakra, which can be a very brittle and weak chakra if not worked on. But Labradorite can be a stone of invisibility as well. It has a different kind of invisibility, as it has an etheric invisibility. Labradorite can actually cloak the rest of your jewelry. If you wear a bunch of jewelry like me and you're around some people you don't want even noticing your crystal jewelry, maybe you wear a bunch of crystals like me because you enjoyed their energies and you really see what they do in your life and how many blessings they just usher into your life, then Labradorite can cloak the rest of your jewelry specifically. Now, Labradorite can now be a portal. Ooh, what did he just say? Labradorite can now, and not now, it can be a portal regardless, and the more, if you have a specific piece of Labradorite like this, some of you will see different just beings of light in my Labradorite. You'll see different, it depends who it is. Like if you see, some of you will see your angel in my Labradorite. Some people will just see a angel, or some people will see the face of their grandmother. Some people will see the most random things. I have not come to a conclusion on that, because I walked into a Starbucks and a woman was like, "That I see a face of like a person." I'm like, they're like, "Is that the person who mined the stone and then died mining the stone?" And she told me an interesting story, and I'm like, "No, that's just an angel." She's like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "Well, that was really specific." And I was like, "Way to kill the mood." No, I was just like, "Oh no," she just thought of the worst case scenario possible. But I'm like, no, that was just an angel. So Labradorite is wonderful. It really does help you connect to angels. It helps you connect to the angelic realms. It does. Okay, let's talk about non-flashy Labradorite, not spectral light, because spectral light is still considered Labradorite. I don't have just regular non-flashy Labradorite on my website. Real Labradorite, it can be tough to get good Labradorite because you'll just have pieces with no flashes, which is okay. So if you have pieces that are just like, I don't have another word, like that should be like, can we put that in the dictionary? Like, just BRRRPT. Like that's just like non-flashy Labradorite. I don't mean to make fun of it, but like if your Labradorite is not beautifully flashy and it's just kind of like just no words, it's just like, okay, it's not flashy, then you can use it for, it does have some grounding effects. Yes, there's different colors of Labradorite. It all has a spiritually grounding effect, so it really calms down the upper chakras if they're out of alignment and they're just going haywire. So if you have chakras that are just not balanced and nothing's really, like your gifts are not benefiting you because they're too out of line, then Labradorite helps put them, wait for it, in line. Remember how I've been saying the lines in Labradorite really tell what it's about. Now you can record read Labradorite. You can delve into the subconscious mind. You can use Labradorite as a portal to open your third eye. So if you have a big enough piece of Labradorite, what you can do is you can set it on a stone. I don't know, like the camera is inverted, not introverted, because you guys have been correcting me. The camera is inverted, so I don't know how to make it flash on it. Because like I said, Labradorite will not always be flashy from every angle, but this is a good flash angle. So if your Labradorite looks like this, then you can actually put it, and it actually looks a lot more beautiful in person. This is Labradorite background on my website. I do all my own photography, so I have the rights to my own everything. But with this Labradorite, you can put it perfectly next to a candlelight, next to sunlight, next to moonlight, or next to just a regular light. And then you can just gaze into it. So what will happen is this will actually, And this will gently force your third eye open. There are some super just disturbing misinformation online. People are like, don't open your third eye. You have to close your third eye. What happens if you open your third eye? You're gonna be seeing ghosts. you're gonna be not being able to sleep. And how dare you have your third eye open? We need more fluoride and we need more. How dare you talk about opening people's third eye? I'm like, listen. Don't ever listen to someone with a closed third eye, ever. If someone tells you to not open your third eye, cut that person off. Just cut that person and remove them from your life. Have them you'll have better people appear in the group around you. But if that person's, red flag, if anyone tells you, because I'm sick of reading that comment in different comment sections, if anyone tells you to close if someone tells you, don't open your third eye, run. Your third eye. I'm going to tell you how the third eye works right now, since we're on the topic of Labradorite. With your third eye, to tell someone to not open their third eye is literally to tell the person to not open their gifts, not know their life path, not know where they belong in life, not know their angels, not be close to their angels, not to have intuition, not to have dreams, not to have connection with those around them who are also spiritual. If anyone tells you to not open your third eye or to keep your third eye closed, that person is the enemy is definitely working on that person, because it's literally like how dare you have your two eyes open? If you literally look, there's actually I'm not what you like a lens in our skulls. Oh, I just messed up my hair. There's a lens in our skulls that literally looks like an eye. So physiologically, we have an eye in our skull, but on the spiritual level, it's an actual eye. When you open it, so how do you open your third eye? Most of you who've been working with crystals, you already have your third eyes open. Now, when your third eye is open, why aren't you seeing ghosts? Why aren't you teleporting? Why aren't you doing all these astral exercises? Well, if you were born with a very specific gift set that doesn't include seeing angels, doesn't include seeing ghosts, doesn't include seeing spirits, some of you have had the gift exercised or opened in an initiation in a past life, so your gifts actually transfer over to this current life. So some people, I know a bunch of people who can see angels in full form. I know people who can see spirits in full form, people who can talk to spirits or angels and just in full form. But some people, like, I open my third eye, I'm not seeing the spiritual realm, I don't see anything yet. Well, because first of all, you didn't believe that you're not seeing it, and second, you have to exercise third eye abilities. If you're not good at astral traveling, it doesn't mean you can't. It means you need to get with your guides. You need to find out who your guides are, and then you can start working on astral traveling. Oh, doesn't that make sense? How wonderful. How beautifully wonderful. I just explained how the third eye works. So when you open your third eye, some of you will see ghosts. The people who open it the wrong way might see everything. You opened it the wrong way when it was in your intuition to not open it that way. I've met people who are just like, I watched a guy on YouTube and my head exploded, and then I was seeing dead people everywhere. And I'm like, you had the intuition to not do that. That doesn't happen to everyone. That happens to people who have certain gift sets like that. When you open your third eye, you're not going to be most of you are not going to be seeing ghosts and stuff like that. It's a small portion of you, but if it does, then you should already, depends on how your third eye is open. Crystals open them very safely and very securely and very beautifully. But like a crystal like Atacamite, in comparison to Labradorite, it balances the other chakras, it heals traumas, and then it opens it. So yeah, doesn't just slam it right open. It's not how it works, but I just explained how. And you can also place Labradorite on your third eye. Labradorite is going to help, like I said from earlier, it's going to help you be at the right place at the right time, because it puts you in alignment for the best opportunities and the best things. It can be a very subtle stone. So sometimes when some of you get Labradorite, like, I don't feel anything. I'm like, well, it's a crystal of intuition. So one thing you can do is you can take your Labradorite and literally name 10 qualities that pop into your head, just random words that pop into your head about Labradorite that you're meditating with, especially the one that you get from my website, because you can wear it, versus just. One reason I vouch for wearing crystals is because you don't have to carry this around in your pocket. Like, not carry that in my pocket. I have done that before, but Not anymore because I'm wearing them now, but Labradorite, when you wear it, especially, you can wear it and then just, it'll have you tapping into intuition without you even realizing it. It's one of the coolest crystals ever. It's literally the stone of alignment, and it's the stone of literally opening the third eye. It helps your crown chakra too, helps you move closer to your angels, but most importantly, it's the stone of spirituality and beauty. And if anyone tells you, oh, crystals are just rocks, and you show them Labradorite, and they're like, what is that? How is that a thing? Oh, I forgot to tell this. It comes from Labrador, Canada. Of course, I just assume people know that. It's said to have the northern lights trapped within the stone. It's said to have the lights, the magical lights of heaven and just heaven on earth encased within it, and just pure. It's just pure magic and just utter bliss and beauty. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I will see you guys next time. This is not going to be the last video on Labradorite because there's some secrets that Labradorite is still. Yeah, when I say the crystals still dropping secrets, because these crystals, if you ever learn about crystals, if you think you know everything about a crystal, then you know nothing about crystals, because crystals constantly evolve in vibration. You know how they say the vibration of the planet is raising? The vibration of crystals is raising, so some of these crystals are gaining new abilities and gaining new paths and they're gaining new abilities. That's the easiest way to say it. Like a crystal like lepidolite way back then when it was first discovered, it just calmed the mind down. Now lepidolite is doing way more than that. There's some records inside a crystal like lepidolite. There's records inside Labradorite, but these crystals are constantly going up in vibration, and you guys will soon find out in the future because I'll keep updating you guys on videos. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!